my head right round when you go down, down.
Walk out the house with my swagger, hop in there with Joe, I got places to go. People to see, time is precious, I look at my Cartier out of control. Just like my mind where I'm going, the women, the shorties know nothing but clothes. No stop.
And thank you to Orlando for running the camera, don't you think so?
Well, you know what? He was threatened. He better do a good job.
Orlando, if anybody threatens you, you let me know, okay?
Okay, folks, for those of you that are used to seeing me shirt and tie and dressed real proper, tonight, that's out the window because I'm going to enjoy myself. Personally, this is my favorite act that's coming this year, and it's because, man, back in the day, I'm an old cat, but back in the day, when I'd listen to Mr. Daniels' music, stationed in Germany, man, it made me so proud to be an American. Mr. Daniels, on behalf of people of Stockton, thank you so much for being here.
Gosh, thank you for having us. It's good to be back again. You know, we've been here several times through the years, and I always enjoy coming out here to this part of the country. I come from a farming background, and farming and timber and that sort of stuff, and I like what goes on out here. I mean, I like the agricultural, and I like the people, small town people, and it's a fun place to come to.
Well, sir, you know, I've caught your show when you've come many of the other times, and this is the one time I've had the opportunity to interview you, and it's so good to interview somebody who's an icon in the country and western music because status is measured by longevity, and if I believe I'm correct, 1958 is when you started.
You're absolutely right. I'm in my 51st year. In fact, about this time of the year, I guess it was. I started. It'd be about 51 years now. But one of my main objectives, because I love this business, I love doing it. I love entertaining people, and one of my main objectives was longevity. That's what I wanted. I worked for it. I aimed my career in that direction. I didn't want to stay in a little while and then leave. I wanted to come in and stay here. So I'm doing 51 years. I've got guys that have been with me. Taz, a keyboard player for 39 years. And gosh, Charlie Hayward, a bass player for 34 years. And the rest of the guys have been around for a good little while. So I get to go on stage every night with a bunch of guys that I dearly love. They're like my family. And I get to travel around the country and do what I love to do. And it's blessings of God to be able to make a living is something you enjoy.
Oh, man, amen to that. But definitely not only longevity, but we're talking gold records, platinum, triple platinum records. This is things that people achieve maybe once in a career, and you seem to do it with some sort of regularity. How do you explain how much people enjoy your music that they just want to go out and buy it?
Well, we've been blessed enough to have some songs over the years that have been very durable, that time has not dimmed to a big extent, because they mean the same thing now that they did when we wrote them. We did a lot of story songs like, Devil Went Down to Georgia, which never changes. I mean, it's still, still a story song. Legend of Woolly Swamp, Long-Haired Country Boy, In America, which we do now. We do it every night. This is still America, and people still love America, and they still love the lyrics to the song. So we've had some songs that were like mass appeal. And we have been doing this a long time, and we have worked very hard to maintain the people who come to see us, our fans, that we try to, every time we walk on stage, to be sure and give them a show, to give everybody a show so they remember next time you come back to town to come back.
Now, it may be long overdue on a national level, but come October, something special is going to happen for you. What's that?
Well, I'm getting inducted into the Musicians Hall of Fame in Nashville, and it is quite an honor because it's voted on by the membership of the Musicians Union, International Musicians Union, which is about 90,000 members. And when I stop and think of all the people who actually deserve to be there a lot more than I do, and I could name quite a few of them, I am honored beyond words. This year, for instance, Chet Atkins is going in just this year. And he's going in after one of the greatest guitar players, one of the greatest of all times. And he's one of the greatest musicians of all times. Had a career, he produced scores of albums, of hit records on people, and he was a big piece of what happened in Nashville, what made Nashville Music City, USA. And he's just going in this year. But as diverse as it is, a guy that used to play bass with me is also going in, a guy named Billy Cox, who played with our band, and he played with Jimi Hendrix Experience back in the day. And, I mean, it's a good thing. It's not just like names like Chet Atkins, but also people, just regular musicians, studio musicians, people, the guys from Memphis that made the music, but really musicians, real players, and I'm just honored to be numbered among them.
Well, no disrespect to some of the other awards, but it does mean different when your peers elect you, because those are people that understand the business and know. So it is a big honor because they're the ones that truly know music inside and out.
Well, it is. That is definitely, and then of course the ones that the fans, vote on too is a wonderful thing. They're all those accolades are great. All the accolades, all the recognition and the things that have happened, I should say, over the years are all great honors to me. And when I put my feet on this path back 51 years ago, I had no idea where it was going to lead. And people asked me, "Did you know where?" I don't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was going to do, but all I knew was I wanted to make a living playing music. God granted me that. The Bible says God will grant you the desires of your heart, and I have had. That is so true, as is every other word in that Bible.
Oh, man. And like I said, you're so down to earth and you're so personable, and I've heard that through other musicians that I've interviewed, that you have that persona. Because I did ask, I was a little intimidated by you, to be honest.
No, I try to treat other people. If I go meet somebody strange, I want them to be nice, and if they are, it means a lot to me, and that's the way I want to be remembered. Because I try to be a nice guy. I want to be a nice guy. I want to be known as a nice guy. I want to be known as a guy that's approachable, that people can come up to. If you see me walking down the street, you're perfectly welcome to say, "Hey, Charlie, how you doing?" Or, "Can you sign an autograph for me?" Or, "Can we shake hands?" or something. I mean, I want to be that way. I want to be approachable kind of guy that if you do interview me, you'll have a pleasant experience.
Oh, man, I'm having one right now. Now, besides doing what you do, you take time out to kick back in the audience and surprise some of your friends now and again. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was very special to me because I just became a member of the Grand Ole Opry the 19th of January of last year. Some other guys that I know wanted to be on the Opry Montgomery Gentry, and they were going to invite them, and they wanted me to tell them about it. And when I was invited, Martina McBride walked on stage, and after a couple of songs that we played in the set, just interrupted the show, and I didn't know what was going on because nobody does that. Nobody arrests me. And she walked out and told me, and it was like such a wonderful experience, and I was so glad to be a part of somebody else's wonderful experience. So we did it at the Opera House. They were playing on stage. And I just came down the middle aisle and started hollering at them. And they didn't know what had gone. I guess they thought somebody escaped from an insane asylum or a beer joint or something. And I just came down and hollered at them and walked on up the stage and told them. And no matter what you've done, no matter how many accolades you've received, if you have a heart for country music, there is nothing in this business that compares with somebody telling you you have been invited to become a member of the Grand Ole Opry. Those words, it's exact words that came out of Martina McBride's mouth that night that she told me, and they are indelibly burned into my memory and into my heart. I'll never forget it. So to be a part of letting Montgomery Gentry know that they had been invited was very, very special to me.
Well, I don't know, but for me, maybe growing up here on the left coast, whenever I hear Grand Ole Opry, for some reason or other, I just get a vision of Minnie Pearl with the little tag hanging off the hat.
The people that made it, Minnie Pearl, Roy Cuff, and Ernest Tubb, and Hank Williams, and the list goes on and on and on. But I mean, everybody who has been a cornerstone in the country music industry has gone by the Grand Ole Opry. The Grand Ole Opry, without the Grand Ole Opry, Nashville very well may not be Music City, USA, and the business may not have grown to what it's grown to because it raised the profile of country music by so much. And to this very day, people come there from all over to see the Grand Ole Opry. If you walk into the Opera House on a Saturday night during the summertime when people are traveling, there's no telling where people are from. They're from all over the place, and they come to see this great show, and I am so honored to be a part of it.
Okay, sir, I know you're busy. It's time for you to go, but before we go, millions of fans are in for a treat this Christmas. Real quick, tell us about that.
Well, I just got through doing a Bluegrass Christmas album with a whole bunch of other people, and I'm going to forget some people, I'm afraid, but the Cox sisters, let's see, Jewel, and the Grascals, and Aaron Tippin, Kathy Mattea, and of course CDB, and you know, we're pretty happy about it.
Man, great. Well,
Thank
like
you.
I said, I know you're ready to get on stage.
Okay.
I'm sweating up a storm. The manager, I think, has picked up some sort of firearm to let me know that it's time to take you out. We're still some country folk from
Okay.
Tennessee, I know.
Okay,
but
my friend, I know.
folks, I feel this comfortable to joke with these people. They're
well, I
they're
hope
so
so.
down to earth. Man, it is such a treat and such an honor. Sir, on behalf of people here in Stockton, thank you so much.
Yes,
There you
yes,
go.
yes.
All right, folks, back to you.